Hey everyone, Corrie here coming in to do the weekend channel message. This message is for the weekend of the 14th, October the 14th, which is actually my dad's birthday. It is Libra season, and happy birthday to my father. If you see this, if his wife sees this, so happy birthday. Happy birthday to all Libras who's out there this month, is in this season right now. We have just come through the full moon energy. And so we just had that full moon energy. We just went through that beautiful energy of that big Aries full moon in Libra. It was definitely tied into, I believe, the hunter moon, the blood moon. Like there was just so many things that were transpiring. And it was like so close to, I think it was Jupiter. Like you could just see that planet and you could just see it next to it. And it was just so much awe and beauty and so much to see where I was anyway, because you could see there was hardly any clouds. The sky was clear. Everything was very visible. And that's kind of what that moon was bringing forth, is the sense that everything kind of becomes visible to us. We are moving into some big days coming up, the 22nd of October, the 20th of October, 22nd of October, like all of these days, I'm getting like these little pings around that are big energy days and big shifting energy days. And I feel like it's just like, we are coming into many experiences in our lives that feel like once in a lifetime moments. There's just these once in a lifetime moments. And as we're experiencing and feeling like these moments of every single moment is a once in a lifetime. And when we really bring life into perspective, that every single moment is a once in a lifetime moment. You're never having this moment again. It's never coming back again. You have this moment right here, this present moment. And what we do in that moment and who we are in that moment really, truly matters. It impacts us. It affects us. It influences the next move if we have it. But when we don't take those moments for granted, we recognize that these are the moments that we should say what we need to say. We should learn the power of speaking our truth, of being, of telling somebody how we truly feel. About also sometimes our truth is what sets another person free. When another person doesn't have the courage to speak their truth, then often if we open up that communication and we say, I see you, I know there's something that you really, that is there. And when you speak about the truth that's really impacting and affecting you, it maybe gives somebody else the opportunity to be free. So whether or not, or how they respond is always, totally up to somebody else. But you setting you free also, even though it may not feel free, is also setting somebody else free. And then they have the opportunity to respond how they're going to choose to respond, how they, what they are ready for. If they are not ready, often what we say is that you become the person you got first. Sometimes people have to become the person they need to be able to deal with some of the harder things or the difficult things or the harder to face within ourselves, the shadow self. And it often takes having to do a lot of shadow work to be able to get to that point. But we're in a big shift in energy of where truth matters. And we are seeing a lot of truth being revealed and exposed. And that tipping, I feel like we're at this tipping point in life, or this shift in life. And so this weekend and coming through this weekend, we are in the midst of like the pre-days, like the days leading up to. We just come through one experience and now we're in the middle of something new. And it's just like two big experiences or like big energetic shifts. And we're in the middle, and it's like the next one that's coming up as we get ready to change into seasons, as we're getting ready to make the shift from Libra, and we're shifting more and more into our next season. As we start to make that shift, I think you're really going to feel that as we're going back into a water, right? We're going into Scorpio energy. So there's a sting to sometimes truth. There is a sting that comes with sometimes those endings, but there's also liberation and freedom. And so we have this liberating, freeing energy that's just coming in and just feeling it and just being a part of it. And one of the big things that came in my day today was a whole shipment of books came, and the delivery guy was delivering this 7 boxes of my book. of my truth of existing beyond a reflection. So this is my second book. And when he was bringing the books, he came in with this little envelope first, and he says, here, I have a package for you. And I'm like, that's it? And he says, no, I have 7 boxes. I'm like, oh, okay. And he handed me the first box, the first bag. And when I opened up the envelope, it wasn't my books. It was a book that belonged to, that was the, not belonged to, but a book written by, and a small deck of cards in it. And it was the Guardian Angels. And it's a book that's not in print anymore. It is that of Angela McGeer, and McGeer, I think it is McGerr. And she is, I think she's from Europe. She's from London, I believe, or England somewhere. But she created this set of 3, and I'm on a mission. I had the one, now I got the second one, and I'm looking for the third one. But the first envelope that came was the Guardians, and I channel the Guardians. And so as I open it up, I start chuckling. I'm like, the Guardians delivered my books today. Like something magical happened. And even though it looked like a postman and he was delivering the boxes and carrying them in for me, such a kind gentleman, the Guardians brought this book forward. And so it was the same thing as when all of these books are created. They're channeled through using my stories to bring forth this healing energy, to get these messages out there. And that was one of those moments. And that was a moment in time. And in that moment in time, I felt the magic. I felt the awe. I felt the love. I felt that connection to that experience. And then, of course, the moment was gone. The books were all on the floor. And then what slipped in was a little bit that shadow self. It was a little bit that ego fear of, oh my God, what am I going to do with all these books? How am I going to get out there? How am I going to start getting myself back out in person, start selling these books and start getting these books out there? Oh my God, we just spent all this money. Like, it was just that moment that followed next, right? So what comes after that magical moment is up to us. And then I had to breathe back in, pull back in, open the boxes and look in with pride and be proud of what I was experiencing. Be, in the moment of the Guardians just gave me an opportunity, and I could blow this opportunity or I could embrace this moment. But like many days of being home alone, while my partner's away working, is you don't really acknowledge it the same way as if there was somebody else there to cheer you on. Sometimes you got to be your own cheerleader. And sometimes you have to take those moments in your life and you have to be a cheerleader. And this weekend, we're being told that, like, take every moment and embrace it. And not so much of waiting for that next big shift, that next big change, the next big energetic shift that's coming with an eclipse season, a solar flare, anything, a shift in planets that hasn't happened in, hundreds of years or thousands of years, and it's only going to happen once in this lifetime. Well, that's every moment. And every moment that you have is a once in a lifetime. So this weekend truly is the once in a lifetime. And you got this once in a lifetime to do the right things for the right reasons. You got the once in a lifetime to be present. You got the once in a lifetime to be there for yourself. You got, to be there in your moments, to tell somebody you love them, to speak a truth, to be honest, to break yourself free of anything that you're holding on to, that may be shame, that may be, imprisoning you in your own fears or your past and holding on to those past, anything that has you held captive to some sort of story. There's a moment that's right here, right now. There's a moment that's present for you to be able to set yourself free, for you to walk yourself out of, for you to be able to see yourself through things, for you to be able to be in that moment. So I'm inviting you to really be aware of each moment. And do you know how many moments we have in a run of a day? We have so many of them. And those moments just bleed and blend together. So if you're just sitting on your phone and you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, you're looking in somebody else's life and you're doing nothing productive and everything is just slipping by. And you're like, Nothing is coming my way. Life is passing me by. Well, life is passing you by because you have this one life as this one human to live. And so it's time for us to really, truly be aware of where we are putting our time, where we are putting our focus, where our energy is going, what our energy is leaking into, and what do I have energy for? And where do I need to really, truly start to be honest with myself? Where do I need to be honest with others? Where am I letting myself not live in my true, authentic self because I'm allowing myself to be held back based on, trying to fit into somebody else's world or some other world? And this is going to be like big for some people, these moments of recognizing, oh my God. So when you have those aha moments, you are really truly stepping in that moment of allowing yourself to be in the present of the divine, in the present of that pure consciousness of, oh, oh, oh. And there's such unconditioned love in that space and in that place. So that's the scope, right? And being aware of how many people are not conscious, how many people are not aware, how many people are so just existing, which is my first book, which is More Than Existing. How many people are just existing and are just like, just nothing's happened because this is not working out and that's not working out. Well, who takes ownership and responsibility for our lives? Us. It is our job. We have to be that person. And when we hit that point, and I wrote this in the second book, when you get to this point of when you look in the mirror and a tear falls down from your eye, down your cheek, and I always say it's like one tear. I don't think it's not a floodgate. It's that one tear. That's when you've connected. And that's when you've connected to something so divine, so powerful. You can call it God. You can call it source. You can call it creator. I channel God. And as I channel through that beautiful God energy, to be in that presence, to be in that divine, to be right here, to be in this moment of love, to feel that moment of love, to take that breath in, and to know that we can be in that place and be present with that at any single moment. And our choice to never to be there, or to not to let ourselves be at that kind of peace or to connect there, because we're so caught up in everything else and trying to solve everything and trying to fix everybody around us and trying to make people fit into our lives. And when we're caught up out there, how can we be in our divine presence? And how can miracles and divine actions be happening within our lives if we're not present, and if we're not present with it? So as we're moving forward this weekend, as you're making those shifts and changes, I'm inviting you. And as you're probably watching this, I am recording this before, I'm probably on a plane in the sky. I may be somewhere different. I may be traveling in astral traveling. I may be anywhere, because these moments can shift and change us so quickly. It can bring forth some of the biggest changes in our lives. And we can be anywhere at any time. So if we can be anywhere at any time, if we can make any change that we need to make in our thoughts in any moment, then why are we so far away from ourselves? And why are we so caught up in the fear, in the chaos, in all of that other energy? Why are we not here? Why are we not here? And even if you're listening to me and you're doing other things, why are you not here? If your thoughts are already worried about what's down the road or what's going to happen, why are you not here? Get here. Come here. Be right here. Be present with you. Come into you. And I invite you to just take a moment, and I want you to connect to something. And you probably don't hear about this often unless you're really into this work. The space between your heart your heart energy center, your heart chakra, and your throat chakra. And I want you to connect right here to this high heart, to this thymus area, to this energetic place right here, to where this heart of the matter connects into that divine presence of our God will, into that ability to be able to connect into the higher self, to channel through, to be able to breathe through. What do I need? Because our hearts can lie to us. Our hearts can have so many emotional connections and so many threads into our stories that if we respond from the heart sometimes, is that we get lost in, it gets lost in translation depending on how healed the heart is, how the heart may have so many broken stories, like broken fragmented pieces. But this high heart is always whole. It's always full of divine love, divine energy, divine truth. This is where we go to connect, to hear. When people ask where I hear from, I don't hear from my ears. When I'm listening to the frequency and the vibrational energy of the divine, or from that beautiful guardian from God, it's here, right here. And I invite you right now to just take a moment and just close your eyes and just breathe in and just sit up straight and just feel your spine just coming up, just stretching out, as if when you breathe in and you breathe out, it just expands between the vertebrae, like little airbags just opening up. And it's just like we're just expanding the height of our body. Feel our shoulders come up and feel ourselves getting big. And as you feel yourself getting big, feel this whole energetic field that expands out around you, feel it getting big. And then with your hand right here, and you take this next breath in and you breathe out, just imagine as if you just drop into this high heart. As if you feel like all thought, just let go. Don't attach to any thought. Just let them just keep going by. You don't want to judge anything. And just as if you just drop all of your energy right here into this thymus area, into this high heart, and just be present. Just be there. Bring awareness to the experience. Just ask yourself, asking your higher self, what do I need to know today? What do I need to know in this moment? That's of my highest good. Who do I need to be in this moment? And what does this moment give? What does this moment provide for me? You may get a word. You may even see something. You may feel something. You may just be at peace. Because when we are connected to the divine, we are at peace. Feel that. And then just release. Feel all of your energy just go back and through your body. But remember this. And this connects into that sense of this God will. It kind of overrides that sense of everything that we have happening that we're trying to get caught up in and be in control of. We let go. This is where there's a sense of surrender and we trust. This is how we start to restore our trust, our sense of hope, our faith. We restore it from this place. We come from this place. We exist from this place. And when we allow ourselves to go to this place, we go inward. You can also connect to heaven from here. Connect to that we're here to create that heaven on earth and to be present with that. And so if you can connect and feel your own little heaven on earth, that's the feeling we should want more of in our lives. And we should be seeking more of that feeling of creating that in our world and in our lives. And so that's our message. That's what we have for you this weekend. And stay present, stay with you, stay connected, and honor each and every moment because they matter. And there is some big shifts and changes. We are going to be going through some new shifts, but as we're in the last of that Libra season, in that beautiful flow, let ourselves have a cleansing of our own mind. to free ourselves of some of that energy that's just holding us, you know, in our chatter, and just come back in. Much love. Have a beautiful weekend. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification, and you will be able to get notification of when I'm in here, when I post videos, when I do my short videos, all of those little things that do come up for you. Thank you for being with me. If you want to purchase my books, they are available on Amazon. You just go Corrie Thorne and you can get More Than Existing, which is the first book, and My Truth of Existing Beyond the Reflection. That's also now available. This is the second book. So I look forward to hearing from some of you. I look forward to connecting with you in the coming days, months, years to come, because I don't know where I'm going, but I have 7 boxes of books down on my floor, so I have to be in places. Let me know where you would like for me to be, and we'll see what we can arrange. Much love. Bye-bye.